Well, hello again. And no, this is not the same thing I covered yesterday. This is a whole different whale. Is that a sperm whale? No, it's not a sperm whale. A long-fin whale. Okay, so it's a different species of whale. But a huge whale washes up on a beach in Ireland and fears that the dead 60-foot-long whale in Ireland could explode. Oh, man. I'll tell you this much. This is going to be a fun one to get into. Okay, experts abandoned the autopsy of a dead fin whale after they heard bubbling noises from the creature's gut, indicating there was a chance it could explode if opened. Wildlife experts were recently forced to abandon the autopsy of an enormous fin whale corpse that washed up on a beach in Ireland, where sounds coming from the giant creature's gut suggested that it could explode if they cut it open. The dead fin whale, which is 62 feet long, washed up in the early hours of July 9th at Bale Chul Strand in County Kerry, the Irish Examiner reported. The result of the death is unknown, but the hefty whale had likely been dead for up to 3 weeks before it washed ashore. Based on the level of decomposition, experts from the Irish Whale and Dolphin Group arrived at the scene to collect samples for a necropsy or animal autopsy, but were forced to stop due to fears the body could explode. I got bubbler, baleen, and skin. Blah blah blah. Stephanie Levisk, strandings officer at blah blah blah, told the Irish Examiner. I was going to attempt to get some muscle, but I heard some sounds and was like, this is going to explode in my face if I go any deeper. Who hasn't heard that before? I'm a child. When whales die, their guts begin to fill with methane gas, which often causes the corpses to inflate like a balloon, float on the ocean surface, and occasionally float onto shore like the dead fin whale in high enough concentrations and then mix with oxygen in the air. The gas can cause whales to explode, either spontaneously as pressure increases or when the remains are cut open. Although it is very rare, Levesque told Live Science in an email. In 2013, marine biologists in the Faroe Islands had a lucky escape after a sperm whale had washed up dead, violently exploded when the scientists cut it into its stomach. The Guardian reported at the time. And in 2019, an unidentified baleen whale spontaneously exploded at the surface of the sea off the coast of California, spraying blood and guts in the water. Okay, I'm going to play this video, some of it. I kind of played it a little bit, like the exploding part, if you watched my, Animals That Live Deeper Than the Titan sub. And there's another one which I might go over. They blew the whale up, like with explosives, to mitigate this. If you want me to do a video on that, like going into the whole thing, comment down below. I will do a video on that if you guys want it. If this reaches what? I'm going to say, if this reaches 300 likes. 300 likes. Let's go. If it reaches 300 likes, I'll do a video on that. So here's that. I'm going to skip to the front part. He's just cutting and cutting and cutting. Oh! Oh, nasty. And look at all the steam coming off of it. Yeah, they're laughing too. God. Nice. Stuff's just pouring out. That's gross, right? Occasionally, wildlife officials will deliberately detonate the gas-filled corpses when they wash up to prevent them from slowly decomposing and releasing foul smells that drive away visitors. The most famous example that came in 1970 when a 40-foot-long sperm whale washed up on Florence, Oregon, was blown up by a half-ton of dynamite. That's it. Created an enormous blast that obliterated the remains. With the fin whale in Ireland, it later became clear that the whale was unlikely to explode and had been left to decompose naturally. Levesque told Live Science, "There's some bubbling sounds, but nothing that led me to believe it would actually explode. The necropsy was abandoned as a precaution to make sure that the body cavity stayed intact," she added. Typically, about 1 to 2 fin whales wash up in Ireland a year, Levesque told the Irish Examiner. There are about 100,000 fin whales worldwide, but the species is still considered vulnerable to extinction due to pressure such as climate change. Plastic pollution, okay, that's legit, and overfishing of krill, their preferred food source. However, most populations are starting to increase from historic lows caused by the whaling industry in the 19th and 20th century. In January 2022, almost 1,000 individuals, the largest aggregation of species ever witnessed, were spotted feeding on a giant mass of krill in Antarctica. A couple things on this last little part right here. So, I say when it comes to climate change because the excuse of everything that we don't know why something's happening is climate change. It's not that I don't believe in climate change. I believe that it's happening. I believe that humans have something to do with it. I don't believe it's anywhere near as drastic as people make it out to be. Because we're still in a fucking ice age. We're still in a cool period in the world. So, yeah, it's been a lot hotter than it is right now. And I know they're like, but it's happening a lot quicker and the sea levels will rise. Guess what? The sea levels have been, we're at a low point still. It would just bum us out. Most of the animals would do just fine, if not thrive, if it was warmer. And there's a few of them that are remnants from the Ice Age, or remnants of animals that were around when it was cooler, that wouldn't make it. And we're bummed out by that. And I understand that. It would look different than what we know now. But there are plenty of animals that would do just fine. There were plenty of animals that would thrive. And habitat destruction is way worse than climate change. There's no habitat left. There's going to be no animals for when this happens. So that's another rant for another day. And fin whales, I believe they look like blue whales, don't they? They're a little smaller. But that's awesome. And then also, these populations from all over the world of all these different animals are increasing. Especially like game animals, animals that make us money. If they make you money, they're going to be kept around. At least the general population. If deer, you should see the numbers, how the deer have gone up. Alligators, another thing. People hunt alligators. The numbers of these animals have drastically increased over the past even 20, 30 years because of the way that management has happened and the way that we've monetized a lot of it. So you might not like hunting, but hunting is the reason that a lot of the animals that you like today are still around. With all that being said, let me know what you think down below. Like, comment, subscribe, obviously. And yeah, I'll make that video if I get 300 likes on this. So, if you like me doing 2 videos a day, also let me know that. And I will see you on the next one. Stay wild. Keep it wild. I'll get there at some point.